Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Rodan. And today, I'm still continuing my Disney movie marathon by talking about a superhero thing. You know, superhero comic book stuff aren't really my cup of tea, honestly, folks. But yeah, here I am again talking about superhero stuff. Of course, the film I'm talking about is the one titled Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Well, that's a lengthy ass title, but there you go, I guess you can say. Yeah, but the movie theater I went to, yeah, let's just say I've arrived way more than just a bit earlier because I didn't get to see the movie up until like what, one in the afternoon, and I arrived around what, maybe 10ish. Yeah, that was a bit of problematic. Oh man, I saw the movie. I'm just saying. Well, at least I did use this as an excuse to get out for a little bit, folks, because I'm one of those type of people that just can't stand it in the room all day and do nothing. I have to go out and actually do something. So yes, this seemed like a perfect excuse to actually, like I just said, actually do something. So yeah, use this as an excuse to go out for a little bit, which I did. After this little, I guess, trip there. I mean, okay, it's not really a trip, but I'm getting out of here. Just go out there for a bit. The weather does seem to be changing a little bit, folks. Come to think about it. So, like I've said before, when it comes to franchises, and yeah, the thing is that, like I said before, if I review one installment, I gotta review them all, unless there's like a specific reason not to. But that's like my rule of thumb, anyway. Come to think about it, but just throwing that out there in case anybody forgot. But yeah, the others seem to be making these more and more and more quite a bit, I guess you should say. So yeah, but I finally made it. Finally made it right over there. And yes, I have my ticket stub thing with here, folks. So yeah, had to go watch it. Of course, yeah, it's quite long, of course. And yeah, just letting you know right now, it's not. Of course, like with these Marvel movies, they tend to be typically over three. Yeah, only once was like 3 hours, but they're over 2 hours, of course, each for the most part. So yeah, just make sure you have the time to watch it, folks. Just throwing that out there, obviously, just so you know. But yeah, I didn't finally make it there, even though I have to wait around for a hot minutes. But I guess the important part is that, yeah, I finally went to see it, of course. I finally went to watch it. And yeah, give it a watch. So, yeah, I literally just got to watching this film. So I just thought, um, since it's still fresh in my mind, I'll talk about it, folks. Give this a little, I guess, talk a little a bit of review here, of course. And I did get some Asian noodles, so I tend to like these quite a bit. But yeah, I bought some quite a bit. Oh yeah, tasty. Yeah, and I also bought some pins from the dollar store and some tape as well. I'll use it for something. I guess all this stuff I use it for something. Anyway, so the thing is that is this any good? I liked it more than the first one, so I like Doctor Strange 2 more than his origin story, so that should count for something, right? Not to say the first one was bad or anything, because I enjoyed the first one film as well. But I just thought this was definitely a better movie. Anyway, as always, let's get into the plot, shall we? So, here we go. And in case you didn't watch this film as of yet, don't worry, I'm not gonna spoil anything. Typically don't anyway, for the most part. But anyway, yeah, for this film, and this time around, yeah, let's just say Doctor Strange is facing off a really strong opponent. And yeah, he's gonna need some assistance because of this. And yes, it does go into the whole multiverse, different realities. Yes, there's more than one dimension. There's several, there's a truck ton of them, actually, multiple dimensions and whatnot. So for this time around, the villain is Wanda herself. Yes, she turns out to be a really psycho bitch in this one. But in case you're wondering why, well, I'll point you to the show WandaVision. Yeah, it has something to do with that. Let's put that out there. It has something. It ties into that quite well because, and what happens? here in some ways is kind of like a continuation of that when you think about it. But also, folks, I will add that yes, it does make mention of the two big events when it comes to the these films, Endgame and Infinity War. Yeah, it brings those up. Of course, and what happens briefly, what had occurred in the recent Spider-Man film, which I haven't seen yet, but it is brought up in this movie, folks. So yeah, it's built upon on what had already been established. But so what's going on is that for this film specifically is that there was this teenager. She doesn't quite control her powers as of yet because she needs to get accustomed to them. And then there's this demon, this demonic force, which like before it turned out to be Wanda, who's after her ability. Because the thing is that Wanda herself wants it for the woman's ability for a very specific reason. Why? Well, you're gonna have to watch the film and you'll see why. But the thing is that this okay for this teenager, what's so special about her? But the thing is that Wanda needs a teenager's ability, which of course goes around the idea that she's able to travel through the multiverse. She has that ability, and seems so far she's like the only being in existence can actually do it. So, and Doctor Strange himself needs to go after this one spell, and that is he would desperately need. Again, to get more specifics into that kind of a thing, you have to watch the movie itself, of course. And yes, of course, this leads to the whole idea that, of course, for one character could exist in one universe, then there could be other versions of said characters in other universes and whatnot. Which, yes, I do think is a pretty good idea, of course. And yes, and this film does discuss that there are existence of different versions of one character in other multiple different universes. And yeah, it plays in this movie quite well, actually. And I would say if you're an action movie junkie, then this is definitely for you. It's pretty relentless when it comes to the action. It gets really violent. So if that's your cup of tea when it comes to action films, then that's definitely the case. Just be the only thing I would suggest is that be sure you're familiar with these films already, because the thing is that if you're not familiar with these films already, you're gonna be confused. You're gonna be really confused if you're not. And also, there's some human drama in here, of course, when it comes to this one woman who has, let's say, some sort of role in Doctor Strange's personal life. So yeah, and there's some personal drama with um, Wanda as well. But there's like really specific details I want to talk about when it comes to the drama in this film. But I'm not going to say a whole lot when it comes to that, like in nothing at all. Like I said, you have to watch the film itself. Point being, why this film is extremely action packed. There's lots of. It does not take a break at all, folks. Let me know right now. When it comes to action, it comes in hard. It actually starts off with this thing, this weird looking thing that like it's like a squid with an eye in the middle. Once that comes in, the action does not stop at all, and that happens fairly early on. So just let you know right there. In the hands of the director Sam Raimi, I believe this movie does have a balance of this bizarre weirdness and of course really good human drama as a whole. So point being, it's just not mindless action for its own sake. It tries to have like some sort of emotional impact, of course, which means of course maybe if some characters will die, maybe they will, maybe they won't, maybe they will. I'm not going to tell you. Again, watch the movie, you'll find out. Just saying. So yeah. The acting is quite good. It's really well edited. I like the music. It really helps to have this, heart pumping action sequences. So I'll give this an overall rating of a 7.3 out of 10. It's a 7.3 out of 10 because it's pretty damn good. As always, thanks for watching and take care. Until next time, see ya. Oh yeah, later.